Hi, Jason and Vicky. How are you? I hope you're doing well. So today is the day. Me and Hongvu had carefully prepared our analysis, and now I'm going to present it to you. So first, we're going to look at your current financial situations, and I will also give you an assessment on that as well. Then I will give you recommendations on how you can actually achieve your financial goals. So first, we have prepared your budget under 3 scenarios. Please take a look at the net cash flow. If Jason goes to work, either in both job 1 or job 2, you will likely to have an excess cash of $1,000 each month. But whereas in your current situations, you cannot even afford 1 month expenses based on just Vicky's only income, and your net cash flow is actually negative. But what we have to focus here is the liquidity ratio and the consumer debt ratios. A liquidity ratio of 0.7 shows that you can only cover up to 70% of your monthly expenses if suddenly Vicky stopped working. Now that sounds bad, but this is even worse. Your consumer debt ratios of 0.45 means that your consumer debts takes up nearly half of your annual income. But please don't worry, it is our job to help you improve these financial ratios. So our first recommendation is to put 85% of your net cash flow into your checking account and grow that into an emergency fund that worth 3 months of expenses. The remaining 15% of your net cash flow goes into the TSFA. We treat this 15% as a backup plan for any extra expenses during the month. And if there are any, this is practical to save it into the TSFA for other goals. So based on our calculations, it takes you about 17 months to reach the goal. And by that time, your TSFA accounts will be worth about $6,000. So our second recommendations also use the same strategy, but this is very simple. Please bear with me. So you have been paying the debt with a monthly payment of $480. After 17 months, this is when you have completed your emergency fund. You shift that 85% of net cash flow to the credit card debt payment, in addition to the payment of $480. Now you will be able to significantly reduce your outstanding balance from $12,000 to just under $2,000 in a period of 7 months. And you actually clear the entire debts in 26 months, which is 10 months earlier than your initial goal of clearing the debt, which is 3 years. We believe the sooner you clear your credit card debt, the better you get, because who wants an APR of 20% to delay your plans for other goals? And besides, it gradually eat up your monthly income. So your TSFA will have grown to the amount of $8,000. So now you have reached two of your goals. Here are some good news. Your goal of renting a bigger place is now achievable as well. A bigger place is likely to be more expensive than the current rent. So however, remember your monthly credit card payment of $480. Now you can use that amount to make up for the new rent. If that's still not enough, simply you can allocate some of your monthly net cash flow to pay for that. And at the same time, we estimate that if you use 50% of your net cash flow to put it into the TSFA, it will take you another 3 years to actually reach the financial goal of $30,000 to travel to Spain. Now, our last recommendation is on insurance. We suggest buying life insurance for Jason because he is also a breadwinner for the family, and for Vicky, she has already had a life insurance through her workplace. However, we suggest buying a professional liability insurance for her because Vicky is working as a paralegal. This insurance covers her in case any lawsuits are made against Vicky from her clients, and these lawsuits can sometimes be very, very costly. We're just preparing for the worst. Now, we also recommend to buy insurance for house contents, and this takes up about 31% of their total assets. And this insurance protects these assets from unprecedented risk, like fires, theft, or any other risk. Lastly, we want to consider you. We want you to consider about RESP for Jasmine. An RESP is a tax-free investment account for parents that want to save for their child post-secondary education. So we all know that colleges and university are so expensive. So to plan for Jasmine educations, just why not? That's it. Thank you for trusting and using our service. If you have any questions, please kindly ask me. I'm more than happy to help.